Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427’s to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey folks, I'm going to be coming back to Retro GameCon Spring Edition, taking place at the Odd Center Convention Center up in Syracuse, New York from May 16th through the 17th. I'm going to be there all weekend as a regular attendee, and I'm going to be going as both versions of Barbara from Genshin Impact, which is her as a ballerina on Saturday, and in her regular Deaconess outfit on Sunday. Go to RetroGameCon.com/RGC Spring for more details and information, and if you see me there all weekend, then by all means come on up to me and say hi. Hope to see you there. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and, well, first of all, let me say, Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So yeah, I guess it is quite obvious that I'm actually getting this up right around today, and I hope all of you guys are having a really great Sunday by far, spending some time with your mom, hands down, and yeah, all that sort of stuff from what I can gather. So yeah, so I guess pretty much as a special Mother's Day treat, aside from, of course, my recent promo video for Retro GameCon Spring Edition that just came up not too long ago, I decided to give you guys a little treat because, well, obviously enough, pretty much with this and the next one that'll be coming up within an hour from now, I'm giving you guys not one, but two thoughts videos on both days for sure. And yes, you know exactly what I mean by that. Looks like I'm in for a double feature once again for sure. And yeah, I guess that means I'm talking about not one, but two movies that I actually got to see right around today. So yeah, that is at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, so what am I kicking off this first one as part of my double feature for sure? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. For the first movie I'm talking about for this double feature for starters, I think it's actually quite fitting that we would pretty much talk about another video game movie for sure. Yeah, I guess it looks like we're on a roll this year, and of course, seeing some video game movies that came out as of recently for sure. I mean, yeah, first Iron Lung, then the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and now we're talking about this, so yeah, and trust me when I say, I think we have every good reason for that for sure, so yeah, so I guess for this video game movie we're going to be talking about here today, well, I guess it has been about half a decade since we've actually covered this subject matter for sure. But I think it's time that we make a long-awaited epic return for sure. With, of course, the recent movie that came out that's based on a well-known video game, or I guess in this case, a well-known fighting video game for sure. That'll get us ready for Kombat. Yeah, I think you can kind of get the idea, of course, that front for sure, so So yeah, but in case you're actually quite curious, I think it's time that we get ourselves ready for combat once again for sure, as we talk about the latest movie that just came out as of recently, which is none other than Mortal Kombat 2. So yes, folks, that is of course what we're going to be talking about here today. Not only is this the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's also the long-awaited sequel to the first Mortal Kombat movie back in 2021 for sure, which in turn is also based around the well-known fighting video game series that is, of course, well, Mortal Kombat. Or I guess in context of course, pretty much what we got, I should also refer to as Mortal Kombat! But yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well. Yeah, I guess before I could go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I think it makes sense to talk about, well, Mortal Kombat in a nutshell, so yeah, I guess it is quite obvious. Who doesn't know Mortal Kombat for sure? Yeah, for a while, I, alongside plenty of others, may not get into, of course, the original games for sure. I guess there's no doubt in my mind that when it comes to some well-known video games back in the day, Mortal Kombat really definitely does come into our mind for sure, and for good reason, hands down, with not only some really great playable characters, some amazing gameplay and controls, and not to mention for the fact that it is, of course, the one video game that really defies the amount of violence and gore they actually added in. And even in later games, incorporating in some really intriguing storylines for sure. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that ever since it's pretty much ever since it was first launched, Mortal Kombat really has been a well-known video game, pretty much a series that we all know of hands down. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah. Even though technically I never actually played pretty much a single Mortal Kombat game myself for sure, I do know bits and pieces of it for sure, including of which the time where I actually got to meet a couple people who were a part of pretty much a part of the Mortal Kombat games for sure, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Now as for the movies, on the other hand, well, they're a whole other story, hands down, because, yeah, they do kind of differ in quality, hands down. Probably the most notable one is, of course, pretty much the ones from the 90s for obvious reasons, for sure. But I guess when it comes to stuff that we have been getting recently, hands down, that's something I can actually brush my mind on, so yeah, now if you may recall, just exactly 5 years ago for sure, I actually did talk about the Mortal Kombat movie from 2021, pretty much, yeah, can't believe it's actually been that long for sure, but yeah, I did talk about that movie back when it first came out, and to me, I actually do think it is actually a decent flick for sure, and sure, yeah, it does have some flaws here and there that pretty much makes me kind of in between, of course, that said flick. But I can make the argument that pretty much of anything, a lot of people have been saying that it is actually one of the, pretty much, it is on the category of some really, really good video game movies that we've been getting in recent years. And honestly, I do believe that hands down, so yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, despite my reaction to that said flick being a little okay at best, I can actually pretty much agree that it is pretty much on there for some really good video game movies that we've been getting very recently, amongst plenty of others for sure. Minus the ones that had pretty much that are the exact opposite, but that's a whole other story, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say for the first Mortal Kombat movie that we got pretty much well over half a decade ago for sure. So when I heard the news that a sequel is already in the works, I actually got myself curious again, quite excited to see on where they're going to go for sure, because yeah, honestly, I think given to what we got in the first film for sure, I think I do want to see pretty much on what the first film was actually given to us, but also maybe expand upon what we actually got and maybe introduce some new characters and storylines that actually deserve pretty much a bit of attention for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I want to see for a good Mortal Kombat movie sequel for sure. So yeah, but nevertheless, I did manage to get myself in to see this movie as part of my double feature that I did very recently, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas for letting me do that. So yeah, and now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I guess it is quite a bit of a surprise by far. I actually do surprisingly like this movie. Yeah, I'm not joking when I actually saying, yeah, like I said, I think there might be a few issues that I actually have with, of course, this one for sure. But I really do think this movie, I really do like probably a little bit more than the first film, hands down. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything. I can't say it's by all means a great movie for sure, let alone pitch perfect hands down. But I definitely do like it for what it is, and I do think it is actually a good movie hands down. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say of course that front. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. Alright then, well, now that I've officially got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and yeah, I think given to what I've actually seen by far, yeah, I guess there might be a few bumpy areas within the story, but I really do think they actually did structure out a pretty nice one from what I've actually seen, and really actually gave us something that really gave us something really quite intriguing hands down. So yeah, I really do like what they actually did, hands down, pretty much just expand upon what the first film actually did, but take it to a different level of that. I really do think actually works quite well. So yeah, I think it's what I can say for the story for, of course, this movie, hands down. I really do pretty much, I really do like the approach that they decided to go for with this one for sure. That really got me invested with, of course, what it has provided hands down. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, now as for the writing, I have to say, well, I think I will have to say the writing in this film, well, it's not pitch perfect from what I've actually seen, let alone something that's Oscar-worthy for sure. But I really do think the writing in this film is actually crafting out pretty good for sure. I can tell there is, of course, a good amount of effort being put into, of course, this one, hands down, that I really do think is actually really quite amazing from what I've actually seen. And I really do love the nice approach that they actually went with, hands down. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, and another thing I should mention, a few bits of comedy I have to say that they decide to throw in. Well, I think probably not much from what I can gather. I think they could have actually done a much better job with what it's actually trying to give us for sure. But it's not bad per se. I think they did the best they could, hands down. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say for those aspects alone for sure. I guess despite a few little bumps here and there, I really do love what they crafted out for the story for sure, in giving us what we hope for, hands down, but also expand upon what we actually have seen in the first film that I really do think is actually really quite intriguing for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, now that I've actually got those out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure, to which obviously the next aspect being the characters, and yeah, I guess pretty much from what I've actually seen, I really do like what they actually did with the characters for sure. Like, of course, pretty much some of the old ones that we've already known, and pretty much actually want to see pretty much more of a, and pretty much explored upon from what I've actually seen. But also some of the new ones that we actually got to know, there is pretty much a really good amount of development given to them that I really do think is actually really quite nice for sure, in order to make them likable and interesting. And I really do love the nice approach that they actually went with, hands down. I really do feel invested with, of course, pretty much what they actually got for, of course, pretty much the characters for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say for the characters in a nutshell for sure. I really do think they really are such good ones that I do find myself rooting for, hands down. So yeah. Now, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, yeah, I guess pretty much from what I've actually seen, I really do think they really got some really good actors on board, and they are casting perfectly for, of course, this one, and yeah, I really do think they gave off some pretty good performances that I really do think actually work quite well for sure. Again, it's not by all means great, but I really do think the acting in this movie is actually really good from what I've actually seen by far. Although I think the biggest standout, in my opinion, hands down, would definitely have to be Karl Urban as Johnny Cage. I really do think he really did a fantastic job portraying that role quite well, and I really got myself invested with his performance all the way. I definitely think pretty much Johnny Cage really is the strong highlighting, of course, of this movie for sure, and yeah, I really do think they really did a bang-up job with that. And like I said, Karl Urban really portrayed the character perfectly for sure. And I buy into the performance all the way. So yeah. That's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. Yeah, I really do like what they actually did with the characters for sure. And all the actors that came on board to play all these characters, I definitely do think they gave off some pretty good performances in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, quite a whole lot, actually. I guess for starters, pretty much the production design from what I can gather, I really do think it is actually really outstanding for sure. I really do mean what I actually saying. They really went all out with, of course, what they actually did for sure. Not only with, of course, some really great location scouting, and of course some brilliant set pieces that they actually put together to make you really feel like you are actually in the world of Mortal Kombat for sure. But also the way they pretty much took a lot of hard-working effort to craft the costumes and the makeup, hands down, really is quite amazing from what I've actually seen. And I really do feel the amount of hard-working effort they actually did to really making us stand out. And even the visuals and the effects, I'm not gonna lie, really do blend in quite perfectly with the film's surroundings from what I've actually seen, and I'm impressed with, of course, what I can actually say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, everything that I've actually mentioned with the film's production design, I really do think is actually really nicely done for sure. I really do think they did a bang-up job, of course, that front for sure. And of course, pretty much the tonguing atmosphere as another thing that I should actually mention. Well, I guess pretty much of anything, it is done fine from what I can gather. In fact, I do really felt that some parts of the film's tonguing atmosphere actually do work, but other times I just kind of felt it could be adjusting a little bit to really actually make it quite nice for sure. So yeah, but that's at least my opinion, hands down. And not to mention the pretty much the way they actually incorporate the violence and gore. Well, I think it's actually done very, pretty much very little from what I've actually seen. I mean, yeah, we do get to see some blood, hands down, but the amount of gory imagery from what I've actually seen compared to the first film is very minimum. From what I've actually seen for sure. In fact, there's almost a very little of it from what I can gather that, from what I do think is actually done pretty good. Actually is kind of questionable, as I do wonder if it's actually whether or not it's actually worth the R rating, hands down. I mean, come on, you're called Mortal Kombat for a reason. Show us a good amount of violence, blood, and gore for sure. And I mean a really great amount for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. But the action, I will have to say, yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, pretty much, if there's one thing that I do think this film can counteract, aside from what I've actually mentioned earlier, I really do think the action and the fight scenes from what I've actually seen are actually really amazing, for sure. I really do think they really did a bang-up job with, of course, that aspect in a nutshell, for sure. And the choreography they did for each and every single fight scene is actually done amazing, hands down. And I really do think it really is actually quite nice to actually witness, like it's something I would actually see from the video games themselves. So yeah, I guess they're so down in my mind. The action and the fight scenes are actually really great, in my opinion, and I really do think it is actually very nicely done, for sure. So yeah. And of course, the direction in this film from the film's director, I really do think is actually done pretty good, for sure. As I can tell, there's a really good amount of effort being put into, of course, this one that I really do think is actually nicely done. And of course, the cinematography, pretty much, as another thing I should mention, yeah, I will say the cinematography is actually really amazing, for sure, with some really, really great camera shots that I really do think actually work quite well, and I'm impressed with what they actually did on that alone, for sure. So yeah. And of course, the ending, I have to say, is actually cut up pretty good. In addition to that, for sure, as of course, pretty much, it does provide some really good cuts that I really do think work quite well, and even matches well with the film's pacing from what I've actually seen. And yeah, which that alone also actually is actually done pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, and really is quite amazing to actually witness, for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I think with all those I've actually mentioned, that will get you the idea, of course, what I thought of this movie in a nutshell. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie as a whole. So yeah, overall, Mortal Kombat 2, pretty much to me, I really do think is in fact a really intriguing and yet really action-packed movie that really delighted me in such a way, and yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, pretty much from what I've actually seen, I think it might have pretty much only topped the first film a little bit, but still actually gave me a good movie nonetheless. So So yeah, I guess with everything that I've actually mentioned by far, yeah, it does have a few issues from what I've actually seen, but I'm impressed with, of course, what I've actually seen that I really do think work quite well from what I can gather for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much for what it is, I actually really do think this film is actually a real good time, hands down for sure, and I'm impressed with, of course, what I've actually seen, with not only a really good story, but also some interesting characters, good acting, and that's just to name me a few. I think he actually gave me such a good time nonetheless, and yeah, I think it's pretty much what I actually got in the end. The first film may be decent for what it is, but it did actually give me a pretty much a really nice sequel that I do think is actually really good. Do I think it's by all means a great movie, let alone by all means be fantastic all the way? No, not really, but I really do think it is actually a good movie for sure on its own, hands down, and yeah, I really do think it actually works quite well for this being a sequel to the first Mortal Kombat movie that we actually got. So I guess given to that thought alone, I'm quite curious to see on where they're going to go if they ever do make a third film later on. I do know it's currently in development as we speak, so I'll be quite curious to see on where they're going to go from there for sure. So yeah, but I guess until then, in regards to this movie, yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, I do think it is worthy a recommendation on my part for sure. And I guess pretty much of anything, if that's something you're actually looking for, hands down, I say this is definitely one movie that I know you're definitely gonna want to check out for sure. So yeah. So I guess either way, I really do like this movie for what it is, and I know you're going to be in for one hell of a really good time with, of course, this one. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I guess it is deserving of that. So I'm going to give Mortal Kombat 2 a 7 out of 10 as my final score. Like I said, I can't say it's by all means a great movie for what it is, but I really do think it is actually good from what I've actually seen, and really is actually a really good sequel to the first Mortal Kombat movie that we actually got for sure. And yeah, I guess it's what I can say, of course, that front. And if that's something you're actually looking for, hands down, I say you're going to be in for a good time, hands down. So yeah. So I guess pretty much of anything, what else can I say except, well, if you're looking for a sequel to the first Mortal Kombat movie, that will definitely give you such a good time, despite a few issues here and there for sure. Well, I guess all I can say for now is, well, cast your might and get yourself ready, pretty much ready for combat to see this movie for yourself. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this one as a whole. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, pretty much as we speak of, what do you guys think of Mortal Kombat 2, if you actually seen it for yourself? Do you absolutely really enjoyed it? I think it's definitely on par, like pretty much the first film from well over half a decade ago, or do you absolutely hate it and think it's pretty much on par, like say Mortal Kombat Annihilation or something? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just okay for sure? So yeah, let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comments down below. I'm quite curious to see on what you guys think. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, we're not done just yet. Oh, no. I guess seeing how I pretty much did do a double feature this time around, I guess one movie review is not enough for sure. as I'm about to ready to give you guys pretty much another one within an hour from now on another movie that I actually got to see around the same time for sure. What, you may ask? Well, you're gonna have to find out for yourself, hands down. So yeah, but I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427’TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.